I just had this situation with my stepson and a dead battery in his car. He's 20 and had no clue. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I grew up on a farm, so I had all the joys of fixing things. Uh, yeah, that's what I'm referring to. It's like when I was a kid in school, everybody knew how to do basic mechanics, and I worked in a junkyard, so I could rebuild engines by the time I was 12. But everybody had basic idea. We certainly could. Everybody could change a tire. If your car wouldn't start, you knew the basics. You know, whether it was spark or gas. So you knew the basic things to look for, and most people could get their car running if they had some kind of issue. And you just see that it's just kind of gone. You can blame it on the cars. They've gotten more complicated. Well, guess what? They still need spark. They still need gas. There are still things that you can check out. And so I don't know. Got to get off these tangents. All right. But so they're saying, well, maybe that had something to do with it. And so she's more apt to use violence to compensate. Well, I don't know. I think that's reading a lot into the situation. Then there's the idea of, okay, well, we're police, so we can determine what the law is. And I've determined that you aren't allowed to use your camera. Well, actually, you are. I ran into a situation, so I had checked for myself, is it legal to record? And yes, it is. They can tell you to stop, but you don't have to stop. On the other hand, you may run into something like this. There's maybe less discipline and more of a feeling of autonomy with the police, where they feel that they can make that judgment and nothing will come of it. So something like this will, that's you need a bunch of these kind of things for that message to kind of resonate across the country with the police force, so that it hits home. You probably have a lot of police that have no idea that it's actually legal to record. There was a time when it wasn't. And it wasn't that long ago. So, and that had to do with security because of how things used to be. So I bring it up to you only because it's such a big topic, because it's something that maybe in the U.S. It's been hashed out ad infinitum. Before I even get to the marriage law, I want to mention that in Colombia, they have common law marriage. I believe it's 2 years. So if you live with somebody for 2 years, you are then legally married, which assigns spousal rights. That didn't mean a whole lot plus or minus previously, but with this new law, that can be a real issue. If you don't have intent of being married for better or worse, as long as you both shall live kind of thing, you want to be very careful about living together. All right, now let's get to the law. I wrote it down so I don't miss anything. A lot of it sounds the same, but there's nuances. Okay.